Okay, let's talk about the new, upcoming, and final album of the Weeknd, which is Hurry Up Tomorrow. The news has just come out that his new album is coming out on the 24th of January, which is still 2 months away from the date that I'm recording this video now, which is crazy. Like, I was going to make this anyway to start this YouTube channel up, but obviously with this news coming out, it's at the right time. I was wondering like why he's not released this date yet, like what's happening with the album. I'm still going to make this video because there's some questions I have about this rollout. It's a little bit weird how he's gone about it. So some background to this. With The Weeknd, he's my favourite artist of all time. I think of my lifetime, like which is this century, he's the best for this generation, and everything that he's released has been, close to perfect or perfect. Not a single project has been bad, and I've got full faith that this one coming up is going to still hit the mark. But I think the rollout has been a little bit weird, so there's a few points I want to make about this. So already the main thing for me is that we've seen, or we've already been exposed to like 11 songs from the album, which is really strange considering this has been going on for months now, where we've been getting these constant leaks and we've still not actually got the album and the songs that we have now for weeks. Since his concert, since some of the singles, and just in general, some of the songs were leaked already, like earlier this year. So I've got like a timeline for this. He'd already leaked back in lockdown two of the songs that are going to be on this album. So Hold Your Heart and Take Me Back to LA, they were already played by him when they were classed as unreleased tracks. I think back in 2020, 2021. Obviously now they're going to be on this album, they've already been confirmed. Also Wake Me Up, this was leaked at the start of this year, not by Abel, but it was just on YouTube and TikTok. I don't know how someone's got this, but at the time I resisted listening to this because I heard the first 5-10 seconds and knew this was going to be a brilliant song, and I resisted playing it past that point. Obviously now he's confirmed this song. But yeah, so from the start he released his first trailer back on the 18th of July. We already got quite a lot from this, considering how far away the album actually was at the time when he started to drop this teaser trailer, and definitely with the second one. You think that the album is really right around the corner, because we get on the first trailer, Regular and Hold Your Heart, we got like a minute or so of each song on this, which it doesn't just tease the songs, it's pretty much giving us the general idea of what they are. Like, apart from just releasing them in full, he's pretty much shown us those tunes. With the second, obviously we got the intro to Wake Me Up and Runaway. Again, more than 1 minute for each song, so you would think surely the album's on the way, or we're going to get these songs as singles. Up to this point we haven't, even though we've heard them, we're not getting them like officially released, which feels a little bit like, I don't know, a bit teasing. Like, I get it, don't release everything, or I don't want him to rush releasing this album because it is the last one, and that's something that a lot of his fans have been saying, kind of defending this release date, is that we should be appreciating it and just enjoying the rollout. I fully get that, I agree, but I'd be fine with waiting till January. But the issue is we've had so much of the album leaked already. I'm worried that it's going to ruin the experience a little bit when the album comes back. Everyone's going to have heard these songs at least once. A lot of them are already out there on YouTube. People have remastered the live performances that he's done, and for me, unfortunately, I can't. I've not been able to stay away from some of the tracks. I've been listening to them on YouTube. So obviously, when the album comes out, I'm not going to be as likely to stream them as much. I will do. I'll 100%. Songs like "Wake Me Up," "Regular," "Take Me Out of LA" or "Take Me Back to LA." I'm going to be streaming these loads when they come out. There's no doubt, but it does kind of take away from the excitement when you're listening to the album. So that is a worry. That's the one thing, is just how much has been put out there. Obviously, we got loads from these trailers, July and August, and then at the start of September, he did his Sao Paulo show, which is where he released majority of the other tracks that we have at the moment that we know of, including the ones obviously in his trailer. Again, though, like, these were incredible, and it was a great way to release the songs because, especially in Brazil where the crowd was so hyped. But again, we at this point when he put this concert out, I thought, right, with the trailers, we've also got the title of the album, and now we're getting all the songs live. There's no way that he's going to leave this release of the album like more than a week or two after this show. I mean, when you've put out nearly a dozen songs already, you've got to start releasing them officially. Otherwise, again, it's going to kill the hype a little bit. But here we are in the end of November, and also we're going to be into January, and we're still not going to have all of these songs pretty much by that point. We might get one or two more singles, which obviously since the Sao Paulo show we've had 3. I think we might get one more, but who knows. Kind of got 4, which I'll talk about, because again, what's happened with these singles, it is a little bit strange in my opinion, but we'll go through them. So obviously the first one that we got was Dancing in the Flames. When this was played at the concert, this was like, I think a lot of people were hyped for this. It did sound like a song that would be massive. But listening to the actual release version, it didn't hit home as much. I think because it was shortened down and it was kind of polished a bit too much. It felt a bit too perfect in a weird way, and it felt really quick and rushed because without the intro, we didn't have much time to build up. So I was disappointed in that sense, but only because the live version was so good. Luckily, Abel has identified this, I think, and released the live version, the extended version on Spotify, so you can listen to that, and that's the one that I've been listening to because the song is brilliant, like in its full form. But I just don't like the single version. But I think because of this whole Apple thing, he's basically like been told he has to sort of polish it and make it a bit quicker and a bit more perfected. So for that, yeah, this song I'm going to expect it's going to be out on the album in its full form, which is what I'm hoping for. I look back to Take My Breath back on Dawn FM, and this song was the same. It was released shorter than what it turned out to be on the album. The single version was like nowhere near as good as the album version, like when you listen back to it. So I'm hoping we're going to get the extended version, which is going to be a lot better in my opinion for the album. The second song that we got was Timeless, which I'll be honest, I didn't like it first. Not that I didn't like it, but I wasn't like that hyped about this song. I didn't feel like it fits in with the general idea of the album, which is kind of like this rebirth, afterlife kind. That's what was sort of rumoured at the time, and we still don't quite know because Timeless and Sao Paulo are 2 songs where I think they've kind of mixed it up a bit, and I'm not sure entirely what the theme of this album is. But if we're going off of this rebirth kind of vibe, it felt like a bit of a weird song, like it was kind of celebrating and kind of being like the Weeknd that he's kind of trying to move away from. That being said, like the song is very good. It's not the 80s synthy style that we've gotten in the trilogy up to this point, but it's a good song. Like, it grew on me, and now I'm listening to it quite a lot. But again, like this, it felt like a weird choice to be the second single. At that point, you kind of think like, what's the whole idea of the album? At first, I thought at the live show, Timeless and Sao Paulo would be singles for Playboy Carti and Anita, but as it turns out, it seems like they're going to be on the album, at least under the Weeknd on Spotify. So yeah, so Timeless is a good song. The music video, again, it's sort of going against the whole idea, or at least the idea that everyone seemed to have about the album. So again, it'll be interesting to see what sort of plays out. There's a few theories as to why this is, or potentially why some of the songs on the album don't seem as connected as the last couple of projects that he's put out. And the third track that we've gotten so far is Sao Paulo. This song's insane, to be fair. As soon as we heard it on the live show in Brazil, it went really viral on TikTok. And again, I don't understand the tactic with this, why after it was going so viral on TikTok, it wasn't released. I know that there's going to be dates that are just predetermined before any songs get released, but for me at that point, you've got to capitalise on that moment. Like, it was everywhere, and by the time it was released, people still wanted the song, but I don't think it had as much effect as it would have if you released it a couple of weeks earlier. That being said though, this is definitely my favourite song so far from what's been released, the 3 tracks. Again though, it's a bit strange. It doesn't seem to fit in with a general idea of the album, but it is crazy, and the music video is really weird. And the music videos are another thing. Like, if the songs don't really fit together, or at least we can't see the vision yet with those 3 songs being in the same album, the music videos definitely don't fit in. Like, there's a few question marks over those. We haven't gotten like a sequence yet or any sort of story towards all of the music videos, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. Obviously, Dancing in the Flames was purely an Apple marketing tactic. I'll give in the pass, like, you've got to make your money, and it was just fine, but it just didn't really have anything about it. It was just visually a decent music video. Timeless was just, women dancing around, and it's, your classic rap video, I suppose. And Sao Paulo kind of matches what the album's about in terms of he's sort of a baby, if that makes sense. I didn't even clock that when I first watched the video. I just thought it was a weird video of Anita being pregnant, but it kind of makes sense with this whole rebirth idea that it's Abel in the womb. It's still really strange though, but again, like, it's gonna have people talking, and the song, it is crazy. And we've already kind of had a 4th single. Again, it's another Apple marketing tactic. I haven't heard this song because it's not been released on Spotify or outside of the whole Apple bubble, which is Open Hearts. This is another song from what I've seen anyway, he has performed this live. I've not listened to this. I've deliberately scrolled past this performance on TikTok and on YouTube and things, because after the Sao Paulo show and then waiting for months, up even to just this point to hear the full album or any of these songs in full, I've just thought, I'm not ruining any more of the album, even though he's performed them for a reason. Like, he obviously wants us to get an idea of these songs, but for me, I don't want to ruin it. So Open Hearts I've not heard. I know it's kind of more of the 80s pop kind of vibe again, but I've not heard it yet. But yeah, so from what I've listed here, we have seen 11 songs from this album, which again, when you consider he started putting these out in the teaser trailers, what's going to be like, 6 months? About 6 months before the actual album comes out. For me, that's a bit of a stretch. And now what happens? We've already got 3 singles from this album, and we still got to wait another 2 months for the whole thing. So are we going to get like more? We're gonna get more singles, or are we just gonna have this rollout that we've had and then just nothing for like a month or two? Like, I don't know. I'll see what we're gonna get next, but for me, we definitely need another single just to fill that gap. I hope it's going to be Wake Me Up. Wake Me Up is 100% the best song that we've had leaked so far from this album, in my opinion. So, going through all these tracks, so the 11, if any of you haven't really kept track, the 11 that I've got listed down here, obviously we don't have all the names, but it looks like that this album is going to be introduced by the song called The Crowd that he has at the start of Sao Paulo, the Sao Paulo live show. And then I'm going to guess that we're going to finish on In Heaven, Everything Is Fine. It might also be titled Hurry Up Tommorrow, I'm not sure, but that's what we've had listed. Some of the other songs that we are basically going to get, so Runaway I've already mentioned, Wake Me Up I've mentioned, Take Me Out of LA, or Take Me Back to LA, I'm not sure what he's going to name this, that's another one. Regular, Hold Your Heart, it's obviously Timeless, Dancing in the Flames, Sao Paulo, and Open Hearts. We've got there 11 tracks already that are going to be on the album. Hopefully there's going to be more. I've heard that the album's going to be the biggest in the trilogy, which means we're guaranteed a few more songs, but some other rumours are that it's going to be like a much bigger album, potentially a double album. So that would kind of save this weird rollout strategy for me. If we get 20 plus songs, then him releasing 11, it still means that we've got, you know, half of the album to look forward to, but that's not been confirmed. But hopefully that's the ideal situation as someone who wants as much music as we can from Abel, especially seeing as he's going to be moving away from this discography now, and who knows when he's going to release music in the future. I'm going to imagine it'll be at least a few years for him to settle into what he wants to do next. But if we can get like a double album, one half being more of a story concluding this trilogy, with some of the songs that we've gotten in the live show, and then the second half being even just like a bit more light-hearted without the story, like a few songs that are just there to be radio plays, so the likes of Sao Paulo, Timeless, Dancing in the Flames, those songs that, you know, don't have as much of a story, but they're more just radio hits, then I'd be fine with that. But hopefully that's going to be the case, but who knows. But even if it is the longest album on the trilogy, that'll still be something. But yeah, I don't know how many people are going to see this video, but please leave a comment, stick around. I'm going to hopefully release some videos, just a few random ones about what's sort of happening in the world, things in the news, stuff about music, just a variety. So yeah, while I try and find out what sort of stuff I want to put out, I'd love some feedback on this video, and yeah, just leave some opinions down below. And one video I do want to make, but I'm going to hold off at the moment, is ranking The Weeknd's discography. So if you're a fan of The Weeknd, I can talk more about all the albums, you know, all my favourite songs of his. Like, I can do stuff like that, but I want to wait on some of those until after this, until obviously after this album, and do it properly. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video.